Hello and welcome to everyone in this our YouTube channel. Now students, we are in the topic of electrochemistry, and in our last lecture we have seen the electrolysis of molten NaCl, and in our today's lecture we are going to learn electrolysis of aqueous NaCl. Now what is the difference between both of these? Is nothing but the NaCl which is dissolved in water. For that case, we are going to consider the electrolysis process. Electrolysis of an aqueous NaCl can be carried out in the cell used for the electrolysis of molten NaCl using inert electrodes, which is shown in the figure 5.4, and in our last lecture that figure we have seen. The fused NaCl is replaced by moderately concentrated aqueous solution of NaCl. Moderately concentrated in the sense you already understood what is meant by moderately concentrated. Means the NaCl which is dissolved in water having less concentration than that of the molten NaCl. The water involved in the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl leads to electrode reactions that differ from electrolysis of molten NaCl. Means the water part which is present in the electrolysis of aqueous NaCl, which leads to the electrode reactions, means to bring out the chemical reactions at the electrodes which is differ from that of the electrolysis of molten NaCl, and that difference or the change that now we are going to study in the chemical reactions. Now students, the electrolysis process will take place with the same way, but reduction half reaction at cathode, which is different than that of the molten NaCl. At cathode, two reduction reactions compete. One is reduction of Na plus ions, as in case of molten NaCl that we have already seen, Na plus which gets the electron and it becomes stable sodium atom, and E0 is equal to minus 2.71 volt, which is nothing but the EMF which is required for that reaction. Now students, after that the other reduction of water to hydrogen gas, which is very important in this electrolysis of aqueous NaCl, is nothing but 2H2O. On getting 2 electrons, it will give H2 gas plus 2OH minus ions in aqueous condition. Now students, for completing this reaction, the EMF required is nothing but minus 0.83 volt, and the standard potential for the reduction of water is higher than that of the reduction of Na plus. Now students, if you compare both the values, you will notice that this value is more, means as we have said, the water standard electrode potential for the oxidation of water is greater than that of the Cl minus. This is the very important thing that you should keep in mind. Now students, the reduction of water is higher than that of the potential required for the reduction of water is higher than that of the reduction of Na plus. What it indicates? This implies that water has much greater tendency to get reduced than that of the Na plus ions. Hence, students, this second reaction, look at this second reaction, that is reduction of water is the cathode reaction when the aqueous NaCl is electrolyzed. Now what about the oxidation half reaction at anode? Now students, look at this both the reactions which are taking place. At anode there will be a competition between oxidation of Cl minus ions to Cl2 gas, which is liberated in the form of bubbles that we have already seen in our last explanation. In case of molten NaCl, the oxidation of water to O2 gas, both the reactions they have given in the following way. 2Cl minus, which is in aqueous condition, which converts into the bubbles of Cl2 gas, and with the liberation of 2 electrons, because this reaction is a oxidation reaction, and the EMF which is required for this conversion is nothing but minus 1.36 volt. And in the second case, what happens? Water will dissociates into O2 and 4H plus ions with the loss of 2 electrons, and the EMF which is required is nothing but minus 0.4 volt. Now students, this is the standard electrode potential for the oxidation of water, and which is greater than that of the Cl minus ions. If you look at the EMF of both these reactions, you will notice here standard electrode potential for the oxidation of water is greater than that of the Cl minus ion, or we can say water has the greater tendency to undergo oxidation. It is therefore expected that anode half reaction would be oxidation of water. The experiments have shown, however, that the gas produced at the anode is Cl2 gas and not O2 gas. This suggests what? Anode reaction is oxidation of Cl minus to Cl2 gas, that we already seen in our last explanation, electrolysis of molten NaCl. There is no difference between this explanation, but only the water which is in aqueous, as we consider the aqueous molten NaCl, so water plays an important role here in the oxidation. This is because of the over voltage discussion of which beyond the scope of the present book. Now students, it has been found experimentally that the actual voltage required for electrolysis is greater than that of the calculated using the standard potentials. This additional voltage required is what we are calling it as a over potential. We will learn, or you can also search over potential for the detailed information. Now students, one of the question they are asked in your textbook is nothing but a refining of metal and electroplating are achieved by the electrolysis. Now students, before the start of this electrolysis process, in the introduction I have explained this concept in very clear manner. Means this refining of metals, electroplating, which is done by the electrolysis, and in applications we have seen the electroplating, like the different methods which are used for the refining of metals that we have seen in our introduction. Now students, one thing is that what we have to conclude for the above reaction is to write the overall cell reaction. And students, that we did in this case here, it is the sum of electrode reactions, that both the electrode reactions we have to represent here, and that we did here. And what are the similar terms which are present in both these reactions that we have cancelled, and what will remain we have written here as a overall cell reaction. So one thing that we have to notice here, what is remaining after the end of these cell reactions, means what are the results of this electrolysis of aqueous NaCl. Students, as like of molten NaCl, here is also results that now we are going to look at here. H2 gas is liberated at cathode. In first case, hydrogen gas is liberated at cathode and chlorine gas is released at anode. And that trick that we have to remember, anodic oxidation will take place, cathodic reduction will take place. According to that, their results we have to write here. And the third point is that because of Na plus ions remains unreacted and OH minus ions are formed at cathode, NaCl solution is converted into NaOH solution, which is very important thing in this electrolysis of aqueous NaCl. What does it means? Means the water which is remained back at the end of electrolysis, means the sodium which is formed, which will react with water and it will converts into sodium hydroxide solution, that is NaOH solution. Means the water which is left behind is having basic in nature because of the NaOH present in it. Now students, in your textbook they have provided with, do you know this concept? A seawater which is a source of 3 lakhs tons of magnesium produced every year by electrolysis. So this is a very important thing, as if we consider the seawater, it contains a lots of minerals, among that Mg which is produced from this source is having lot of magnesium, so that's why we can produce this much amount of tons of magnesium. In electrochemical art, aluminum, chromium and tin can be colored by an electrochemical process. That process we are calling it as a anodizing process. Means why we have to give the color to these metals, because of to protect or from the corrosion, to protect all these metals, we are going to anodizing such a metals for the protection in the future. And in this process metal anode oxidizes to give metal oxide coat, means oxides of their corresponding metals they are coated with to that metals so as to protect them. When an organic dye is added to the electrolyte, dye molecules soak, forming spongy surface of coating, and hence which become trapped with the hardening of metal oxide surface. Means oxidation of that corresponding metals can be stopped with the organic dyes also. Now students, that plays an important role as a electrolyte. So electrolyte or the electrochemical process can be used in different applications. If you want a detailed knowledge, you can just search it, applications of electrolysis. You will get the lots of knowledge from the Google. And students, the quantitative aspects of electrolysis that now we are going to discuss is nothing but in that the first calculation of quantity of electricity passed. So for this measurement, different methods have been developed. Among that, we will learn what is meant by the mole concept, how much moles of electrons, and how much current is required for the electrolysis. All these things that now we are going to be clear in our next video lecture. That is, our topic will be in that lecture will be quantitative aspects of electrolysis. So in our today's lecture, this is all about the electrolysis of aqueous sodium NaCl that we have seen in our today's lecture and their results. Thank you very much.